Eli Lilly just filed 6 federal lawsuits against peptide companies and med spas. 2 of them are right here in Texas. And if you spent any time in the peptide or biohacking space, you've probably seen the headlines already. But almost nobody is explaining what this actually means. So let's break it down. Here's what's wild. This isn't Lilly going after a shortage era gray area. This is a drug that has never been approved anywhere by anyone, which means Lilly's legal footing here is a lot stronger than in past cases. On August 12, 2026, Lilly filed suit against 6 companies: a California med spa, a Texas compounding pharmacy, and 4 online research use only vendors. 2 of those 4 are based right here in Texas. The accusation? Selling black market versions of Retatrutide, Lilly's experimental triple agonist weight loss drug, to consumers when it's still sitting in phase 3 clinical trials, with 0 regulatory approval anywhere in the world. You might be thinking, didn't this already happen with tirzepatide and semaglutide? Kind of, but not really. And here's the difference that actually matters. Back in 2023 through 2025, Lilly and Novo Nordisk went after compounders selling versions of Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Ozempic, drugs that were FDA approved, just in shortage. There was a legal exception built for that shortage window, and compounders could legally step in. Retatrutide has no such exception. It's never been approved, ever, anywhere, which means there's no shortage loophole to even argue. That's a fundamentally different legal position, and it's part of why this round of lawsuits looks more serious than the last one. Lilly isn't just filing 6 lawsuits. They've referred over 200 entities to the FDA, the Department of Justice, state attorneys general, and licensing boards. And they flagged 14,000 websites, ads, and listings globally. 6 lawsuits is really just the visible tip. Behind it is a much bigger enforcement campaign, and Lilly is publicly calling on credit card companies, payment processors, and shipping carriers to cut off these sellers' infrastructure entirely. Here's the part that actually matters if you're trying to understand where this space is headed. Historically, it hasn't been lawsuits that shut vendors down. It's been payment processors pulling the plug. That's the real kill switch, not the courtroom. Over the last 2 years, processor shutdowns, not litigation, not FDA warning letters, had been the #1 cause of vendors actually closing shop. So, the lawsuits matter, but watch the processors. That's where the real pressure lands. Lilly isn't expecting FDA approval for Retatrutide until sometime in 2027, which means this legal gray zone we're in right now is not closing anytime soon. If anything, expect enforcement to ramp up, not slow down, as the approval date gets closer and the stakes get higher. So if you're someone who follows this space, whether you're in the industry, considering research compounds, or just fascinated by how fast this market moves, this is a story worth actually understanding, not just skimming the headline on. I'll keep tracking this one as it develops. If you want to stay in the loop on what's actually happening in this space and not just the panic headlines, make sure you're following along.